everybody doing?
Good. Blessed.
Is anybody not doing so good? Anybody feel brave enough to do that? I can say it. Have you ever thought about, like, when somebody says, how are you doing? You're like, you kind of cycle it through, you filter it through, like, the circumstances you're going through. So it's like, I'm good considering, right? Considering, like, what you're going through. I'm doing amazing. It's like, I'm going through hell, I'm still breathing, so I guess I'm doing amazing, right? Or like, sometimes it's like, I don't know, what do you guys, when someone says, how are you doing? What do you do, like, cycle it through, like, emotion, like, how you're doing emotionally? Think, how you doing? Oh, I feel pretty good, right? How are you doing? Oh, I don't feel very great. So it's like, is it just about our mood, how we answer that? You know what I mean? Or like, are we like talking about, like, where we're at with God? How you doing? Seem to be doing pretty good, I think. You know, I don't know why I really wanted to bring that up, but my name is Taylor Martin. By the way, I see a lot of faces out here that I don't think I've met before, but also some friends in the building, some people who I've seen and met before. Shout out to Heaven's Cake in the building. You know what I'm saying? You guys need some desserts, go hit that restaurant up. Or what is it? It's not called a restaurant. What's it called? What did it call? Bakery. There we go, Jody. I love Jody. So today I wanted to, I think we could probably hear, I don't know if the live needs my mic, but I'll probably just talk better like this. Well, personally, like I said, I'm not going through the funnest time of my life. I'm going through like the worst time of my life, actually. And it's just been like psychologically traumatizing. It's been extremely dramatic. And it got me to thinking, so the other day, man, this guy's loud out here. He's distracted from my ADHD brain. Anyways, I went to go and I was talking to my bro Joe. You guys say, what up, Joe?
What up?
What up?
That's my freaking bro right there. Anyways, I was talking to my bro Joe and I went to go get a Papa Murphy's pizza, and then afterwards I go to rehearse outside this music that I was just doing right now with you guys. And I'm rehearsing, and then I get to this part where I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna say something, and I'm like, I just wanna be genuine, you know? I just wanna just be honest and real, but also point people to God. And so I got to thinking about storms, and it came to my mind that there was like two basic kinds of storms. There's like storms that we cause because of like stuff we've done or didn't do, but then there was the storms that just happened in life, and we didn't have anything to do with that, you know what I mean? So that's what I want to talk about today for like a few minutes. Two kinds of storms, like storms that we cause. Like there's probably little ones we do all throughout the day, and there's bigger ones. Like for instance, if you eat like cupcakes like me before you go to sleep, you know your brain's not gonna feel great in the morning, you have to go on a run. But then there's bigger ones where you're like not going to church, you're not reading your Bible, you're not praying, you're getting high, you're drinking, and you're not working. That's a big storm that you're causing for yourself, right? That's like Jonah. So Jonah, anybody remember the story of Jonah? Yeah?
Yes.
Jonah, God told Jonah to go to Nineveh and to go and share with them. And he was like, nah. He's like, that sounds like a lot. He's like, I don't really want to do that. So he ran hecka fast the other way. He ended up on a boat. And this boat, it wasn't a yacht. It was like stormy. It was horrible for him and everybody around him because of his actions. So if you're in a storm today that you feel like it's caused by your own actions, or like you know before God that you've been like fouling and like dropping the ball and stuff, then that's like a storm that you're causing. And sometimes that type of storm, Josh, bro, it seems a little bit better than like a storm when it's like, I'm doing everything I know to do is right, and I'm still going through hell. Because at least if you're dropping the ball and you're making mistakes, you can be like, well, I can stop doing this, I can start doing this, and probably the storm will stop. Well, that's what happened with Jonah. And I want to tell you, if you're in a storm today that you're causing yourself because you're running from God's will, you can jump back into God's will. Jonah jumped back into God's will. And you know what happened? The storm stopped for him. The storm stopped for him. The storm stopped for his people. That's what happened to me probably like 6 years ago. I got clean, I got sober, ran to church, you know. I still eat cupcakes before I fall asleep, so I'm still working on that. Yeah, so that was that. But the other kind of storm is kind of scarier because the disciples, so the two storms, right? The other storm, when you're in God's will. How many people, well, I feel like everybody here is trying to be in God's will. That's why you're here. And you're trying to follow God, you're trying to follow Jesus, you know? If you're following Jesus and like the disciples in the boat, like they're with long hair, physical Jesus with skin, God as a human being, like they're with Jesus, talking Jesus. Like they're literally with him in a boat. I'm with long hair Jesus. You know what I mean? And I'm literally following him. So they're in God's will, right? And storms are still happening. So you could be doing everything right. You're not going to be perfect, but you could be doing what you know to do is right. You could be in God's will and still hell breaks loose. That's what really happens in life. Everybody here, I'm not going to tell you that you're going to follow Jesus and you're going to follow God and everything's going to be gravy. Like, take heed. Everything that you're doing that you know how to do in life, and you're doing it, you're going to work, you're exercising, you're reading, you're praying, you're taking your time. Like tomorrow, I mean, I don't want to speak this on anybody here, but it could be tragedy, you know what I mean, tonight. It could be tragedy tomorrow. So what do you do in that situation? And I don't know how many minutes I have left, but I'm going to take probably like 3 minutes to talk about what you do in that. So the first storm, if you're running from God, jump back. This might be for somebody tonight. You might feel like, hey, Brother Taylor, I haven't been seeking God. I haven't been seeking God's will for my life. And so tonight you might want to jump back in.